fucking diseased, corrupt temple down on your head. It's gotta be biblical.
Hello and welcome everyone to Patriots Across the Pond and Friends, episode 40. I am Elisa V here snowed in on Long Island, New York with a blizzard, joined by Stu over in the UK. And today our guest is Ohio Amy from the Stay Awake America tour. How you doing, Amy?
I'm doing fantastic. What an honor it is to be on your podcast today. Thank you so much, and stay warm. It's kind of fun to have a impromptu blizzard. Like you said before we got on, sometimes we don't take them serious, but this is kind of a nice pre-March blizzard. One and done, I'm hoping.
Yeah. Same here, because I was sick of the shoveling and the mounds of snow everywhere in the parking lots. But what I want to do is I just want to get, tell everybody a little bit about what you're doing, and then we'll get right into it. So a grassroots movement, the Stay Awake America Tour's mission is to unite, engage, and activate through music, films, health, civics, and education from subject matter experts delivering truth, ultimately instructing calls to action, local action, national impact. By faith, the Stay Awake America Tour will travel across the nation, stopping at multiple cities to connect, inspire, and promote God's army, bringing local action and hope to our brothers and sisters. For the past 4 years, Clay Clark, General Flynn, and Eric Trump spearheaded a conference called the Reawaken America Tour, which brought together freedom fighters, election integrity advocates, health freedom fighters, and truth tellers. And Amy, you have been the director and one of the key folks involved in this wonderful initiative. And I know you and I had an opportunity to meet on Long Island. I think it was, about a month ago or so, a little more, here in New York when you had one of your events out on Long Island. So we're so happy to have you here.
Thank you. Yep. Thank you very much for having me. What an honor. And thank you for what you do, bringing the truth that aligns with what the Stay Awake America mission is all about: to unite, engage, and activate local action for national impact, all for the glory of God. And you're right. I was afforded the opportunity to volunteer at the Reawake America event, Reawake America with Clay Clark and General Flynn. And because of that, I was afforded all these connections and wonderful speakers, wonderful patriots, wonderful MAGA Maha patriots that love this country and are just disgusted with what's happening. And so after
Oh no. Okay, we'll give her a sec. There you are. You're back. We can't hear you.
You're muted.
Muted.
Just been attacked by the dark side.
I think so.
No.
Not yet.
Can't hear you. You're muted. I can see your mic's off.
The mic. Check the mic.
No, let me see if I can do it.
Okay.
Right, I've just unmuted you. Try it again.
Oh.
No.
Do you want to go out and come back in?
Yeah.
I'll send her a little text here, see if she gets that.
That's,
Go out and come back in.
yeah. Can you hear us, Amy? Just nod if you can hear me. Yeah, just go out and come back in.
Yeah, I sent her a text, so we'll try it again. Oh, funny when she got cut off, right?
I do want to, you know, I want to talk about what she's doing now and everything, which is amazing. But I want to obviously ask her about how her journey into this awakening movement.
Of course, yeah.
Definitely.
I also want to ask her what it's been like, you know, just traveling with those people. And
try that again.
Am I back on?
Oh, you're back. You're back.
I apologize. I don't know.
We're being attacked by the dark side, as you said.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And the crazy thing was my mic wasn't muted. So yes, it was dark spirits. So just I was afforded the opportunity to volunteer at 9 of the Reawaken America events. And on the last event, I met Pastor Casper McLeod. And then I was briefly speaking about after President Trump got in office, Pastor Casper and General Flynn had a conversation, and that resulted in both of them, their biggest fear was America going back to sleep, having the false sense of security that President Trump got this, we can go back to our lives, you know, and we know that's furthest from the truth. There's not one man or one woman that's going to save us or save America until Jesus Christ walks again on this earth. And neither can President Trump alone. He's doing amazing things, but ultimately he needs our prayers. He needs our support loud and clear on social media, but ultimately he needs our action, local action, national impact. So after that conversation, the three of us got together and the creation of the Stay Awake America tour was developed, was created, was birthed. And as a great leader of General Flynn, he endorses, it's not his event, but he endorses, he's been a speaker. He's given us some great guidance, and also his, for our first event, he actually did a 4-minute interview to introduce us and whatnot. So with the success of last year, we had 4 events. In Ohio, Venice, Florida, Knoxville, and Texas. And like you stated, at least we started our first of our 6 tour events in Long Island at the America First Warehouse, which was just an amazing venue. But we are traveling by faith, spreading the gospel, and bringing expert speakers and Christian rock, the Christian rock band, so music, speakers, to unite people. We all have heard of the corruption, the deception, the lies, and at this point, it's too heavy for a lot of people, and so they get paralyzed. They don't think that they themselves have any power. This is bigger than them. This is so that is the reason that we are going across the country. We're going into cities and we're bringing hope to empower leaders. And our vision and our mission is to motivate people to stop waiting for somebody else to do something and realize they themselves individually have the power, the divine power within, to change locally for a national impact and actually impact the world. So we're bringing people hope, but ultimately we're bringing solutions. So just like the last, I don't know, 8 or 9 years, 4 or 6 years, whenever it's entered your life and you've become awake, or there are people that are still not awake. But since then, we've heard a lot of rhetoric, you know. Everybody has delivered a lot of truth, but then left people alone with solutions. So that's our difference. We deliver the truth, but we have solutions. And like you said, we have expert speakers in all of those areas, from health to education to faith to child sex trafficking. we in civics, so we highlight politicians. When we were at Long Island, we highlighted Greg Hawk, who was the local Senate candidate for District 3, I believe, if my memory's correct. And so we come in and we want to connect people, empower leaders, and let people know the only way that we will transcend victory is if everybody does something. Do something. If you have the means, support people like our cause financially. If you have the means to volunteer. If you have the means to start a Stay Awake America tour, do it. To host us. There's just nothing too small and nothing too great, and all for the glory of God. That's how we win, and we are winning. So hope is important. The solutions are our purpose, to get people the information to know what to do.
Yeah, exactly. We might have to start up a few Stay Awake UK tours as well, because I mean, Tommy Robinson's doing a lot. A lot of people talk about Tommy Robinson, but he's just been over there interviewing General Flynn and a few of these others. And I think that's a lot of people now are going, really? Maybe I should think about that again. But I just want to ask you about your journey, awakening journey. But just what you were saying there, I totally agree. There is, whether they're conning, controlled opposition, or the dark side, or many of these, they are running a lot of demoralisation campaigns at the moment. All over the internet, you're seeing people turn, arguing and stuff. So for the people, you know, the people that black pill and panic and they see a little clickbait video and go wrong, what is your advice to them to almost keep the faith and dig in? Hold the line.
It's very clear. It's like when you know, and when you know, you can no longer sleep. And when you know, you can call it out so easily. Wherever there's chaos, division, and loss of hope, that's the devil. Where there's love and hope and peace and joy and connections, that's divine. So it's very easy now with the pandemic, the plandemic, that was fear and chaos. Just get into the word. We know we're in a spiritual war. It's a war against good and evil, and the prize are our souls. So that's a sense of urgency. If you can't find that to like turn your stomach, then get behind us and watch us from afar. But it's very easy to detect where there's division, chaos, and fear. Number one, fear. Wherever there's fear, you need to get into the word. So we're in a spiritual war, but we're also in an information war. Not everybody is getting the same information, aka the truth, the word of God. So return to God. Try to work on that personal relationship. And when you feel that fear and that you see the division, step back. And that's what we want to make the connections. So locally connect with people that are like-minded. And we hope that by attending our event, people will form those connections locally. And then they always have us.
Yeah,
exactly. And just adding to that, it annoys me when people go, "Oh, they're opium dealers" and stuff like that, because you haven't got hope and you haven't got faith, and you're not getting involved in using your voice, local action equals national impact. It doesn't matter how big your voice is, tiny or small. If you're using it, you're playing a part. And what have we got if we haven't got that? Because all you have got is blackpilling and dooming and glooming on the other side.
Yeah. And I was going to say, going back a couple of years when they started the Clay Clark events and everything, right? So I'm a single mom, no support, physically I'm talking about, right? To leave my kids. And I couldn't attend, it would have been very difficult. But the fact that you guys were doing that and I was following and reading it, and it gave me, I felt like there was a community, because all of these folks on the left have always had the comfort, I'm going to use that word very lightly, of the media reinforcing and feeling like they have, and then all of us who saw things from the the truth standpoint, and the tinfoil wearing hat people that we were, very isolated. So what that movement did was to really make people, no matter where you were, even if you couldn't attend because of whatever circumstance, you still felt like there were people out there that were giving solutions, giving the information, and, a call to action, because a lot of times people just don't know what to do or where to start, and just having that, that bond with other people, like-minded people, was really and then of course you got a lot of support. So it kind of, you felt a little vicariously like you were there, even if you couldn't be there, by reading about it or watching the interviews or, any of that. So it's a wonderful thing that you're involved in. So I'm going to pick up where Stu left off. We want to hear all about your awakening journey and how you got to this point.
Thank you. And I just want to ditto what you said. And it's kind of, it's branched off to something that we've done. The last 4 events we were live streamed on all of them. So we recorded and live streamed. And because of that, we just put together a movie, the Stay Awake America rockumentary. So that is also, the whole purpose was exactly what you're saying. We can't get to every community. And I know, financially and whatnot, other people aren't able to attend for, number of reasons. So that's why we put together a movie. So we took the music from the Casper McLeod Band and a number of General Flynn, Patrick Byrne, Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, Judy Mikovich, and put it into a film called the Stay Awake America documentary. And we're going to keep adding to it. But the sole purpose of that was for exactly what you were saying, to continue to keep the community together and to extend it out to people that may, not be able to attend. But
where is the movie available? Where can people watch that?
It's coming soon.
It's not out yet. Okay.
Yeah. We're just in the last editing. We were at the NRB last week, and we were looking for a couple different distributions, but we're going to have it on our website. So all the information in detail about our events, the film, and eventually Casper McLeod music, and then also our podcast will be all housed under stayawakeamerica.com.
Okay, great.
America.com. So to answer your question, it is such a divine path. And we've been talking about the events so much lately. I've got to rally back my brain. But my awakening, when it kind of like stirred my stomach, was Benghazi. I was training for a half marathon, and I had a long run that one morning, and they were talking about Benghazi, and I just stopped, and it was like the world started spinning. I was running in place in a busy intersection, and I thought, they really think we're that stupid. I don't know why, but that did it. Then it started just kind of going down the rabbit hole, learning a little bit more. And then as soon as Donald Trump walked down the elevator, and I was a Ted Cruz supporter at that time, but I went to my husband and I'm like, you know what? There's a bigger picture here. And then it kind of accelerated on my information and researching. And it was just something that the ball just kept rolling and rolling and rolling. And as soon as they started attacking with the Russia, it became more clear. And then when the pandemic hit, I was a domestic terrorist. I was a mom at the school board meetings. I started writing affidavits. And then November 15th, 2021 was my Fearless Freedom Day. I had written 7 affidavits for people for the mandate, the shot, the poison. The Gates of Hell Foundation is like Casper and I like to say. But I got fired. I got fired for refusing the mandate, and I exposed our executive leadership in a a company-wide email that exposed them because they had made themselves exempt while
Interesting.
$3 billion company in the industrial supply world. And I had had enough. That was my Fearless Freedom Day. From then, I continued fighting. I was in my lawsuit against them, a school lawsuit, and then a university lawsuit, all in Ohio. And we actually, in the high school, we won that mask mandate because they had the mask, but then they also had a vaccine clinic on campus at the high school. I'm like, if that's not bullying, right across the corner from the high school was a CVS where anybody could walk right over and get their free shot, but they had it on campus. And I said that was bullying. Of course, the school district didn't mandate it. But that was a pretty, pretty forceful way of saying, get the shot. And we found out that some of the kids under 18 actually got it without parents' consent. Yeah. So flash forward from there. I was unemployed, and I heard that the Reawaken America was coming in Canton, Ohio. And I told my husband, I'm like, we have to go. And he's like, you're unemployed. We totally shouldn't buy tickets at this time. And kind of against like his, he didn't say no, but just kind of against it. I was like, I was just drawn. I'm like, we need to go. Yeah. So we went to that event. The lawyer that was working pro bono on my case actually lived in Cleveland. We met him there. I had bought actually 4 tickets, couldn't really even afford 2, but 4 because he was working. And he walks in the door and I hand him the tickets and he said, oh, I just got off the phone with Clay Clark. He wants us to come backstage. And I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, I'm just, a peon in the seats listening, very attentively and excited to see all the amazing speakers. And here in a flash, I was backstage. And I had said I would love to meet General Flynn. He was getting ready to go on stage and he turned around and he just said 1 second. So as gracious as General Flynn is, he came directly off stage and he afforded me 45 minutes.
Wow.
And I forgot the best part of this story. So those events are 2 days, Friday and Saturday night. That Friday night, we were in the hotel. My husband and I spent the night because it was in Cleveland and 2 hours from where we live. And God woke me up in the middle of the night and he said, did you bring your resume? And I'm like, no, sir. And this was the first time that God woke me up in the middle of the night and had a conversation. I mean, we had so I was just like, okay. He said in the morning, print 3. He was very specific. Print 3 resumes and 3 envelopes and take those with them. And take it with you to the event tomorrow. And I said, yes, sir. Who do I give them to? And as God does, he was silent. So I woke up in the morning. I told my husband, who thought I was crazy. He's like, okay, Amy, as he calls me, Blondie. Okay, Blondie. And so I did it. I was obedient. And that whole day I was holding the envelopes. And so the lawyer, Warren Mendenhall, he wasn't able to arrive until Saturday at noon. So flash forward, I'm in front of General Flynn speaking. 45 minutes he afforded me. I shared my story of the mandate and whatnot. And all of a sudden the conversation is wrapping up. And I, holding the envelopes, realized like on the side of my leg, I kind of tapped myself and I said, General Flynn, I have to share with you. God told me this. I think I'm supposed to give you a resume. And so as soon as I went to hand it to him, the bodyguards came up, which was a little bit surreal. And he's like, no, she's fine. And so he said, is your contact information? I said, yes, sir, it's my resume. And so he opened his jacket, placed the business envelope in his jacket. And then, then that was it. I didn't see him the rest of the day. I also, I got to meet Ann Vandersteel, gave her my resume, and Clay Clark. So flash forward, interviewed and got another corporate job in the same industry. And then 3 months went by and I got a phone call, and the gentleman said, "Hi, I am General Flynn's right-hand man. I have your resume in front of me. What do you want to do?" And I was just like blown away. So that proceeds to where I just started my volunteering. I volunteered with Laura Logan at an election integrity event, Tom Homan at a Border 911, and then the 9 Reawake America events. So kind of intermingled of where I'm at, you know, what transpired. And I when they came to me after the conversation, General Flynn and Casper McLeod, they said, we had a conversation, the three of us, and they said, "Okay, Ohio Amy, can you create, organize, and promote the Stay Awake America tour?" And I was like, "Oh, no. I'm way too busy. I have 6 children. I'm taking primary caregiver for my mom who has Parkinson's and 4 grandchildren. Oh, but I'll help." You know, I knew that role. I'm like, I can volunteer. Just tell me what you want to do. And as God had it, he just kept tapping me on the shoulder and just saying, "I want you to do this." And so I'm very, very honored to say that I'm the director and organizer of the Stay Awake America tour. So we had our first event, and then in May, I jumped off the cliff, and I've been doing this full time, where we're grassroots. We don't have any major sponsors. We're looking. We have a number of different affiliates that have been so gracious to follow us. But Casper and I don't have a choice. Whether, you know, when God asks you to do something, you have to say yes. And so that's
exactly what. That's interesting what you said there, because at the end of the day, we are all peons in God's army, aren't we? And we're all fighting side by side, no matter how big or small your voice is. But just that's really interesting that you said about Benghazi. So were you sort of asleep before that, or looking at things? Because it, very interestingly enough, a lot of people woke up after 9/11, and Benghazi was on exactly the same day, wasn't it? 11 years later, in 2012.
Yes, correct. I was always politically inclined and very opinionated. I would say I was informed, but and I was always conservative. And so in that sense, I would say I thought I was awake, but not to the corruption. I mean, I supported the Bushes. I loved Ronald Reagan. That was the first election, his second term, that I was old enough to vote. So I was always engaged. I mean, for me, for people to say that I wasn't political, that, you know, wouldn't be true, but I wasn't awake.
Yeah, I think a lot of us, we it sounds like the way you're describing it, you had a sense of what the right path was, but the explosiveness of what was really going on. Because like you, I was a Bush supporter, and, you know, and I think we just I don't think we could imagine, honestly, especially if you have any kind of relationship with God, you just can't imagine what was underneath all this. I have a question, because I thought it would be fun for our listeners. You have been in the company of some of the greatest, voices and inspirers in this movement. I'd love to hear any, experiences that you've had, or anybody in that group that really made an impact or opened your eyes to something that maybe you didn't see, or any really interesting experiences that you've had on this tour and with this, amazing group of people.
Yes. Gosh, I could talk in hours of each and every one. They're so powerful. Dr. Judy Mikovich, she is just, she's amazing. She's so intelligent. She has so much to give and so much to offer. And it's so funny because she'll start talking, and then she talks and talks and talks. And then it's like, she's way above you speaking. You're like, what did you just say? But when we'll be like, okay, Judy, speak how we can understand. Down a little bit. But just, how much information. And at least just like you said, I did always, like, I always had a gut feeling. I was raised and born cradle Catholic. I was baptized, raised and born. I'm still a practicing devout Catholic. So I always have had from a very young age a personal relationship with Christ. I felt the presence. I always prayed for wisdom and discernment. And so I think that even when I look back at different things that just didn't seem right, my gut is telling me, that definitely is what we're finding now. No more conspiracy theories and that sort. So what's amazing is the people that I'm so honored and blessed to call them my friends. We call it the Stay Awake America family, and it keeps growing. People keep honoring us with committing to speak, because everybody travels, and their travel and time is they just afford us with their travel and time. No one gets paid. So I'm really seeing authentic people. So to go through each and every, General Flynn is such a warrior. He's true to his word. I've walked with him for this long to tell you that any discrepancy is the devil going against him. What their family has walked through, I would stake very high percentage that everything, he's authentic. He loves this country. He's doing it for the same reason I believe you guys and I am, is for our children, our grandchildren, and our future grandchildren. And he's dug his heels in, and whatever the cost. And I can stand here and tell you that is the authentic man that he is. The one thing that I can say as an overall whole, which has validated my wisdom and discernment, we're all broken. We all have some cross. My mom used to tell me, everyone walks around with a cross. Some of them are on the outside, which you see, but the majority of them are the inside that you don't see. And the struggles that each and every one of us, because we're all sinners, we just get up every day and do our best. But with the wisdom and discernment that I see overall with all these speakers, is they're doing this for their families and for their future families, but they're also doing it for their soul. Just like I have stated before, I don't have a choice. I am doing this because I believe God called me to do it. He reinforces that with each event, because the doors that are open are divine, because it's bigger than me. Just little Ohio Amy to pull these things off. I know that he's walking along with us, along with me. But just like I can say with all of these speakers, they want to hear those most powerful words at the end of their life. Well done, good and faithful servant. And I think of one of the speakers that wouldn't stand here and agree with that's really the ultimate reason why they're doing it. Once you know, it's like when you know what's happening to the children and all this, so many people are being woken up now with the Epstein files, and just the, it's not even just trafficking the children, to the abuse and the consumption and the satanic, demonic, you can't sleep. Once you know, and one of the things that General Flynn and I have shared before in conversation is, if we cannot unite with the children, if we can't unite together for the children, we're soulless.
Yeah,
we are without a soul. And I wish I could sit here and tell you, like, I have so many stories of all the great speakers, each and every one of them, even in New York, Elise, the three, Stuart Rose and Ivan Ranklin and Trinus Evans. That's the first time that they three were on stage together at our event. And if you recall, I lost control. Our time schedule went out the window, but it was what was needed. That conversation was so impactful and so needed that it didn't matter. It's just like each of those people come on stage and they have their cross, plus they have their purpose and mission. And true to it. They get up every day and just do their best. Patrick Byrne is an amazing, I call him a brother. He's a close friend. He wasn't in New York. He really has to kind of stay out of the public because of what he's exposing. I'm not sure if you've watched him or followed. Yeah. And just with Dominion, I mean, I think he has a $40 million bounty on his head. Exposing on the election integrity, but authenticity and the wisdom and discernment that I feel is transcended with each speaker. So I can give you my guarantee that the speakers that come with have joined us, continue, come when their schedules allow, are just like you and I. So down to earth, so committed to following the word of God and really saving our republic, but saving the world, because as America goes, so goes the rest of the world. And we really have ability.
Yeah. You know what go ahead.
I just want to make a couple of points on that. They did have a 16-year plan to destroy America, and if America had fallen, the rest of the world would have gone. But everyone, and it is all about unity, and especially since these Epstein files have come out, so many people are just so quiet and still posting pictures of their dinner on Facebook and not getting involved. And Seth Holhouse put an amazing little video out yesterday or the day before. He basically said, we are living in the times of Noah. If these people do not grow a backbone and get involved and use their voice wherever they are. But I just want to say 2 quick points about what you said. It is definitely a gut feeling, because I had this gut feeling at 13 in history lesson and woke up and I didn't know what it was until 9/11 or after 9/11, which is a 17-year period of me having a gut feeling and not knowing what was going on. But I had a normal childhood, was going out drinking, doing all those things. But Judy Mikovits and Sherry Tenpenny, amongst many other people, were the people that I was listening to and putting out all their information during the COVID time. And they are integral for me, especially in this movement. And it's just such a shame people didn't listen to them at the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What I was going to say to you, Amy, is that a lot of these names have, come to have a national recognition, right? Like Dr. Sherry Tenpenny and Judy Mikovits, and of course, General Flynn and Patrick Byrne. But what I was really struck with at the event here in Long Island was the people I never heard of, would have never recognized their name, didn't know them. And the stories, there was the professor, and there was, there were just people that were ordinary people who had extraordinary stories, and the fighting that they were doing, for all of us and for our country. So I think, if I could say, I think the big names are the draw sometimes, obviously, because we're connecting with something we're familiar with, but your events have people that aren't household names, that just provide so much insight into what they know, what they've been through, and what they're continuing to do. So, yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about the upcoming event? Because I know you have one coming up. Give kind of the details about that and who's going to be there, where it is, your role, all that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Yes. March 20th and 21st. We will be in Port St. Lucie, Florida. So that is on the East Coast, about an hour north of Palm Beach, I think, in that area. Thank you. Yes. And you can go to get details and tickets on stayawakeamerica.com. Yep, right there. Tickets are $39. That gets you in for 2 days. Amazing speakers. Thank you for Elise, because there are some names that people don't recognize, but the number one thing is, I promise you, they will bring solutions to whatever topic or whatever topic that they're an expert in. And listen to this. So all of our events our venues host us. And so I was in DC. We had a church. Crazy enough, it usually takes 3 to 4 to 5 times being canceled. After we start a date, then we get a church like, yeah, well, they'll host us, or this venue, yeah, we've got supporters. And we had set the date, and I'd gotten canceled 3 times from venues, just because all of a sudden they get somebody responding that, oh no, we can't be involved with political things. But what I'm kind of getting at is, it's going to be at Truth Church. These are the things that I'm telling you that are just little. I think God has a sense of humor.
Yes.
Love it. I'm like, of course, because I was in prayer, and I was like, okay, Lord, did I not hear you right? Are we not supposed to be on the east coast of Florida, March 20th and 21st? I'm listening. Is this your will? And then all of a sudden I get connected with Truth Church. I'm like, you're fun. I'm like, how wonderful is that?
Beautiful. What a beautiful synchronicity that was.
Right. And in Knoxville, we were at the Patriot Church.
That's crazy. People
that I never had no connection with before this. So we're really walking by faith. And the Lord just keeps saying, keep going. So I'm not very good for asking for support and prayer, yes, and attending. But if there are people out there and this resonates with you and you have the means, please consider helping us by donating, just even subscribing. That would be fantastic, because we could get the information out in an email, and then you can spread it to whoever needs to come. And we're about 200 attendees. We're not some huge, mega church setting. We've kind of, average about 200, but it's very evident that God sends who needs to be there. It's very evident. It's such high quality, and people that are really ready to get started, get engaged. And we have so many different areas of expertise. Something talks to someone, and it's amazing. People might come for, say, the child sex trafficking, knowing what to do, or is this true, or what, but then they leave with education, how to start a school for their community. We have the blueprints. Our speaker, Pastor Devin O'Neill, he has the blueprints to start a school, whether you want it for just your child, 1 or 2 children in your home, or in a community center, or with a neighborhood. I mean, those are the types of solutions that we are delivering. We're not saying, okay, a verse a day will show you the way, which we will tell you. Get your Bible out and read a verse a day. Start there. But then we'll also tell you how to start a school. Get your kids out of this demonic matrix, or go into the school and present, some curriculum.
Yeah, I was really struck by Pastor O'Neill. In fact, he's going to be on our show in the coming weeks, and he really touched me because of what he's doing and what he's done and continues to do in the inner cities, and taking these addicts and spinning them around to do the work of God and help. He said, like, who's a better salesman? and a marketing person than these former, drug dealers, and they have that gift. So now turn it into a positive, right? And now you can make a real difference in your community, and they have clout, right? Because people have listened to them. Now they're going to listen to them. So he struck me, and his own journey of where he came from, So that's what I was trying to say before. There's people there that you'd never know.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just have a story and a mission. So we really commend what you're involved with there. Tell us, after Port St. Lucie, right? Just for anybody who's not able to get to that one, do you have a few others, or are they not published yet?
So we are going to be the end of July. June we'll be back at the Reawaken. The end of August, September, and November. But God will give us the cities and the venues.
Okay.
Those time frames. Most likely we were invited to Louisiana, Old Miss, and Atlanta, and then North Carolina. So, but I think we're going to come to UK. What about that? Well, Castro the Cloud Band. He is a recording artist in the 70s, and he was under Atlantic Record in UK. And then he had a near-death experience. And so he ripped up his contract, and because he started writing songs for Christ, for Jesus. And they said, no, we don't want that. We want sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And he's like, forget that. And so he ripped his contract up and moved to the United States. So he still has a lot of family in the UK. We call it the national tour, but God may make it international.
Yeah, that would be great.
Well, let me know if you're coming to the UK, because I'll be there.
Awesome. Well, maybe you can host us.
I could do a bit of emceeing for you.
Yeah.
Whatever. No problem at all. And that's been amazing. Is there anything else you want to say? Do you want a little bit of messages out there of hope and love for people? As actually, what do you see coming? No date fagging, obviously, but what do you see coming down the line? People need to keep the faith, don't they?
Yeah, so much victory. God is moving mountains right now, and that's why we have to have the hope. There's a lot of chaos and division, and if we can just remind each other, we're supposed to be in communion. God didn't put us here to be alone, and that's the connections that we want to make when we say unite, engage, and activate local action for national impact. We want you to unite with like-mindedness. Know that you're not alone. Subscribe to the Stay Awake America tour. We'll stay engaged and get you connected. If you can't be at the events, we can connect you with whatever God's written on your heart. All of our talents and our passions and our interests, when those are all together, when they're all aligned and you feel that true joy, that's really aligned with your journey that God has written on your heart. And that's why everybody is so important, because we're so unique. One person has, don't compare yourself, because everything matters. Everything and all of your gifts used in goodness is aligned to your purpose. So get connected with people. You're not alone. There's so much victory. Kat, I wanted to restate, Kat, some of the people that will be speakers in March. Kathy O'Brien has joined us, even just last week. Amazing. MK Ultra traffic survivor. She was just on Alex Jones last week. And then even just this morning, I saw a YouTube video of Mark describing about Mark Wahlberg and just escaped me. The other Mel Gibson and Mark Wahlberg are doing another film called I think it's Flight Arrest, something like that. But it's going to go even more in depth, name names.
Wow.
Because everything is connected. That's the thing. That's the so overwhelming part of all this. That's why you've got to stay connected with grounded Christians, Christians or Judaism or, Christianity. You need to be aligned with God and like-minded with connections, so you can keep your spirits up, because we're in a spiritual war and information war. So that is their plan. That's the only power they have, is fear, chaos, and division. And if we can keep each other in higher vibration, and we can stay connected, we're human. We're going to get down. We're going to feel defeated. But that's because they want us to feel that way. But we have so much victory. Look at, since Benghazi, how much been exposed. Since 9/11, people are actually realizing these are false flags. They were planned. They were planned for our demise. But we win. We have God. We know the final chapter. God wins. But until then, we have to occupy. That is our role. And occupying doesn't mean sitting on the couch and being a spectator. Occupy means get up, get going, do something, connect with somebody. You'll figure out what God's plan is for you as soon as you say yes. Just having conversations on a daily basis to keep your spirits up. So that was a long-winded answer, but I just think everyone needs hope. We have so much victory. We are victorious. Having Trump in office in the short time that he's not a perfect man, but neither am I. I'm amazed and just humbled in the fact that I get to be the director and organizer of the Stay Awake America tour, and just to unite people. So stay positive, stay in joy and hope, align yourself with people so you can kind of lock arms and stand up together. And on days that you need a little bit extra encouragement, go to across the pond and listen to you guys.
Oh, you're so great. I want to just tell you a story of inspiration, because these events really help to bring out whatever is there in you, that give you the strength. I mean, right now, so there's a friend I had here on Long Island, Donna Ferrara. We met through an organization, and she went to a lot of different events. I don't know that she didn't go to a Stay Awake America, but she went to other of these events with people that she admired and truthers. And, she's just a mom and a grandma, doesn't have a huge career. She works just like all of us. And she had the idea last year. She called me and said, "Hey, I know you're doing podcasting. Can you introduce me to a couple of people?" And she had some names, Laura Eisenhower and Kerry Cassidy. And I said, "Sure." And she took it and made the Awakening Summit here on Long Island. We never had anything here. And she put that all together. And of course I helped, I joined in. You can't not, right? It's contagious. You want to. And her motivation, now, obviously she's a truther and she understands it. Her motivation was just the kids. That was it. It was the kids, get the information out, all the other things that are part of this whole disclosure. And, we put together an event in October. And then she said, "Well, that's just the first one." And, now we have a beautiful website, and we're doing another event in April, the 25th and 26th, right here on Long Island. Stu's actually coming in. We've got some great speakers. So I think the point is, and the lesson is, you sometimes don't know what's going to inspire you and what's going to come out of you that you might not have thought. It was such a big job, but then you find the people and build the team that's going to actually help you do it. So that's why these events are so important, because the energy and the vibration just becomes contagious.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Domino effect. You don't even understand, we have those different films like It's a Wonderful Life. We have to think in that capacity. You don't understand. You're just, even if you don't feel strong enough, just smile at somebody today. It sounds a little corny, but just say hello. We all want to be appreciated and seen. And with that, God will tell you what's next, but you just have to get outside of yourself, because usually when you're doing nothing, it's because you're all focused on you and not Christ. Because if it's bigger than you, you know it comes from Christ.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your event. I can't wait to hear. And if I'm in the definitely.
I'll put that on the screen in a minute. Just want to say to you that I say to people all the time when they're coming on board and they've been awake for years and then they have a wobble, I just say to them, have you forgotten everything that has happened since Trump walked down that escalator and started calling those people fake news, etc.? You know, we have seen so much stuff unfold, and they forget it when they watch a little quick clickbait 1 minute video.
Correct. And we have to, just keep reminding people that's planned. That's planned. Is it chaos? Is it fear? Is it division? That's planned. That's from the devil. Walk away. Sometimes you just need to put your phone down. Go take a walk. Get with nature. As soon as my happy place is water. So as soon as I have time at the ocean, or even in a lake, or even just hearing a water fountain, to me, just that running water, you get that resonance and the energy and the vibration, and you realize it's not about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That wobble. I love that. They get the wobble. I love that.
People are wobbling all the time, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. No. So yeah, just quickly then, if anyone wants to follow your website, it is stayamerica.com. All your upcoming events on there and so much more information. Elisa's little tour coming up is what I'm coming over there for is the Awakening Summit.org, and there's lots of information on there, many speakers coming to that one. It's another fantastic event, and if anyone wants to get hold of Amy or follow her, she is at Forever a Young 17 on Twitter. And Amy, are you on any other social media and stuff where people can follow you?
Yes, we're on Facebook. Again, it's just me doing all this. I'm trying to fine tune everything, but I'll learn to walk after we've been running. But we're on Facebook too. We do have a Stay Awake America Facebook. Again, I'm the one that's posting everything and doing everything, so I need to get better on the Stay Awake America Facebook. But Amy Young on Facebook is also connected. So that's where we put a lot of the things. And then on Rumble, we have Stay Awake America podcast. And I'm trying to get more consistent on that too. But again, that's just little old Ohio Amy doing it all. So,
you're a one-arm paper hanger like most of us are, right?
Yes. But we get down, right? It's like, okay, well, but the main place to find all the details is stayawakeamerica.com.
Okay, great. This was so wonderful to have you on. We want to have you back. Please stay in touch. And, there may be some really interesting ways we can help each other just because of all our contacts. That's what it's all about, right? Just taking each other to the next level and getting the word out and helping and inspiring other people to do the same, right? So we just kill the evil.
Yeah, exactly. And if you want to just stay on after our outro, I think Elisa and I want a quick private chat. But Amy, thanks for coming on. We are all warriors in this. I love you very much. Keep doing what you're doing. Where we go, when we go, all.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Amen.
Thank you, everyone in the chat. We love you too. And we'll see you tomorrow for Rob Cunningham.
Rob Cunningham, yeah.
Yeah, same time. Thanks, everyone. See you in a bit.
In a world flooded with noise, clarity has become rare. People are questioning what they're told and searching for something real. Mr. Heal's modern wellness meets old school remedies. CBD tinctures, methylene blue, gummies and edibles, THC-free wellness, and functional remedies crafted with old school care and modern precision. Biozox, a trusted source for ivermectin and fenbendazole. Biozox, believe your health decisions should be yours, not dictated by politicians or big pharma. Crafted with purpose and precision, Freedom Forged coffee. Coffee, cacao and mushroom tinctures. Small batch roasted coffee, rich cacao and functional mushrooms crafted with purpose. Verity Metals, redefining what precious metals investing should be. Why choose Verity Metals? We're not just another gold dealer. We're a trusted retirement partner. Our clients choose us because we lead with education, integrity, and transparency. Medical bills are the leading cause of bankruptcy in the United States, accounting for 66.5% of bankruptcies. We can all agree the healthcare system is broken. There is an alternative. Impact Health Sharing, which Yahoo News is calling the disruptor in the $4.6 trillion healthcare system. For more information, visit patriotsacrossthepond.com.